Perfect. Well, I guess I can open it up.
Yeah.
Unless you want to open
But just great, obviously, great win for our guys. Obviously, sitting there at 7-7 at halftime, held the ball for 23 minutes in the first half, only had 7 points. A lot of self-inflicted wounds, had a few injuries to start the game with. We didn't play as well as we needed to, but really proud of just guys coming out after half. Obviously, the game ebbs and flows. Certainly wasn't exactly the way we envisioned the second half. We had a couple quick 3-and-outs right there. Defense was battling, keeping us in the game, and obviously great seeing the turnovers when you get in the turnovers like that. And obviously the one down here, and obviously the one that Stemmy picked off there, and got to keep working on his ball security too. But it was a great finish. I think it was great for the offensive line, knowing that everybody in the building knows that you're going to run the football. Those guys did a great job of they're very physical there in those last couple 2 or 3 runs to finish that deal off there. So great win. We got a lot to work on though. We're going to enjoy it, but we're going to be back hard at work here first thing in the morning.
What do you think allowed that offense to really open up, especially later in that second half?
I think it was all there. Some of the obviously it was unfortunate there early. You got a drive going, and we had an RPO that we had a decision by Kadin to throw the pre-snap access to the boundary to Cam Pickett. He really did a good job. Just Cam obviously didn't catch it clean, bobbled it, and pick 6. That's was a bang play, and so I think some of the things that we shot ourselves in the foot on. Certainly can't happen. Obviously, we had a blocked field goal there. You look at the trajectory of the kick on the iPad there, on the tablets on the sideline. Certainly, you can see it right away there in real time that the trajectory of it was a little bit low because the defender didn't really have to leave his feet. So I just think it was just kept battling. There's been a lot of good work put in here. It was great to see that many different guys get their hands on the ball in the passing game. When you look at 7-6-6-5 and obviously great to see Braedon with that last 40-yard run there, get himself over 100. The offensive line, was really good down the stretch when we needed to have them the most. And, certainly that third down, they did a great job in protection. It was a little double move. Tanner trying to sell, blocking on the screen and slipping up the sideline. So it was good for those guys to finish it off.
And I know you talked about defense. What were you impressed with the most on the defensive side?
Well, it was awesome in the first half. I hadn't quite seen a first half like that. To be honest with you, I think they had 14 or 16 plays. I can't remember which it was there in the first half. So it was a good job that way. Obviously, we knew this is a good team. I told their coach that after the football game. They're a good football team. They've had a couple of games there that, told them to keep their chin up, keep fighting because they're a good team, man. And we knew that when we were preparing for them on tape. A lot of ways they remind you of another MAC team that they're pretty stout, pretty strong. They got good playmakers. They've done a good job in the transfer portal as well. So it's a 4-quarter game. I'm proud, most importantly, of finishing down the stretch. We had an opportunity to finish, and we were able to finish.
I know we talked about that home crowd on Monday.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. The student crowd, the student section over there was awesome. Every second during the game when I caught myself peeking up, like, man, stay in there with us. So it was awesome. It was a great day. It was a great crowd. We need them. There's nothing better than that. I'm most excited coming out to start the game. I appreciate the kids that were there, the Muncie Southside kids that were lined up over there, and to give those guys a high five. I recognize some of those guys. My son's played with some of them, and I really love seeing those guys there. That really is uplifting to me because really it's all about the kids at the end of the day.
First time starting off the season 1-0 since 2021. How big of a step is it to start off the season?
Yeah, obviously you only get so many. You want to make them all count. Been a long time since we played football. We had to be patient. I know there were some teams that kicked off the noon game today to start game number 3, and we still hadn't kicked off yet for game number 1. So it tests your patience. But, man, I'm just glad it's a win. Obviously, it's great to go attack some of the things you need to clean up on tape after a win. So, told the guys that tonight, but, man, we'll be back at it tomorrow morning, starting with treatment, taking care of ourselves, and really start to attack the tape and be real with each other.
On that note with treatment, you had Justin Bowick out for this game, and then Ty Robinson got hurt on the very first play. So when status update for those guys? Yeah,
listen, it's gut-wrenching on Justin Bowick. 1 week ago today, he suffered an injury in practice, suffered a kidney injury in practice, and most routine play I've ever seen in practice. So I don't really know how long that Justin will be out. He was with us on the sideline in travel gear, not dressed out. So he's got an appointment middle of the week here, and hopefully we can learn some more about his status. Ty got hurt on the first play of the game there with a shoulder. Again, till tomorrow or Monday when obviously he can get a chance to see the doc. Let's hope it's not long. Ty missed 10 games last year after being injured in that Georgia game. So I know how hard he's worked to get himself back and to build his confidence. And obviously Trey Firestone went out. He got rolled up on. Maximus Webster went out with a shoulder. Injuries are part of it. It's unfortunate, but that's the game that we play. And told the guys in there, you got to be ready when your number's called. Don't get caught slipping. Don't get caught being unprepared. That's a bad feeling, because your opportunity may only present itself one time, and you got to make sure if you're a backup or a third guy on the depth chart, you got to be locked in and ready to go.
What did you see from the backup receivers, Gilly and Pickett, that you really liked?
Yeah, obviously they made some plays. It was a huge play by Malcolm Gilly there. He caught a slant, and the run after catch there was all effort, was all toughness, was great balance. So it was great to see him do that. Cam Pickett, he missed all last season with an injury. He had a hip injury last year that forced him to miss the entire season. So I know how hard Cam has worked. His first college football action, pretty awesome. He did a lot of really positive things. It's nice to see Cam's Pickett's speed show up. That's something that you work hard in recruiting to build some speed, and then last year the speed that he brings to the table wasn't able to be out there. So it was a great job by him, just working tirelessly with our training staff and just being positive. It's hard to stare at the same four walls in the training room and not get a little down. So it was a great job by him staying positive and just working.
Your guys' defense is obviously pretty new this year, a lot of new pieces. In week one, they played pretty well. What does that say kind of about the progress they've showed, especially in the last few weeks?
Yeah, I think for them together, to be able to finally get on the field together, because there's, on the defensive side of the ball for us, if you just look at the roster, there's the most new faces on the defensive side of the ball. We graduated a lot of guys a year ago, lost a couple young men to the transfer portal, so the most new faces were on the defensive side of the ball. You practice a lot, but until you get a chance to get on the field together and see how the communication goes, see how guys do a good job of, bouncing back from adversity, a lot of positive things to build on. Totally, two different halves there to some degree, but that's why we get a chance to watch the tape after a win and, let's go attack our weaknesses and get better.
In a season with so much change, what does this win mean to you personally?
There's nothing better than that locker room. When you work your butt off all off season, sorry about the excitement level out there, but when you work your butt off, man, all off season, and you believe wholeheartedly in your process and how you put schedules together to try to help develop the guys, our strength and conditioning staff has done a phenomenal job, man. You savor every second you get a chance to sing the fight song. There's nothing better than doing that with guys that you love and guys that love each other and lay it on the line for one another. And you only have so many of these, so for me we're team 100, so starting out 1-0 is really important.
You guys sidelined last week, watching the Missouri State play a pretty good game against Montana. How important was it for you guys this week to set the tone? Also, it's your only home non-conference game.
Right. Obviously we knew watching the tape from last year, and then again reinforced everything we saw from a year ago when we watched them play Montana last Saturday night. It's a good team, really good football team. Obviously they had a couple turnovers today, so we knew that we were going to be in for a dogfight. Nobody took anybody lightly. Nobody, just because they say they're an FCS program, they're on their way obviously next year to Conference USA. So really good football team. We knew we had to go out and execute and do our job and play with the best effort we got for 4 quarters, because we knew it was going to be a dogfight, and our guys at the end of the day persevered, made enough plays when they needed to get the win.
Yeah, and then you saw a lot of the playmaking in the second half. The defense wasn't quite as solid in the first half, but seeing how suffocating they were in that first half, what kind of potential do you think that demonstrates for?
Yeah, that was awesome. Again, the first half there was don't know if I've quite seen a first half like that. So they really did a good job that way. And now we got the goal is to make sure we put two halves together. You want to execute all the time, no matter what it is you're doing, offense, defense, special teams, and we'll be back hard at it again. Now we got a tape besides practice tape, we got some tape to watch of us in the game, and who could handle the bright lights, and who needs to continue to work. And again, just preaching to the guys, man, just be ready when your number's called, because we had some injuries today, and guys got to be ready as we head into this week to see how some of those injuries shake out and how long they might be.
100 seasons for Ball State football. What kind of motivation or impact do you think that brings to a team, especially with first game being at home?
Yeah, there's only one Team 100. None of us will be alive for Team 200. So just simply trying to do the best we can to make it count, man. There's a lot of guys that put on a Ball State uniform before us that take a lot of pride in this program. And it's a great responsibility that we have to wear that name on our chest and to have that helmet on. And we want to make sure we make those guys that played before us proud, make the Ball State alums all across the country proud. And obviously they're going to be tuned in because it's a milestone. So we got to make sure we do our part to make it count.
All right, Coach Neu, thank you.
Okay.
We've got 3 players coming up.
Thank you, guys.
Then we'll go with Braedon and Kadin.
Myles, I know we talked about that injury in camp here. What does it mean to you to be back on the field today, playing at the level you did?
It was special, first couple of drives I was nervous, first game in the year. But it felt great to get back out there and play, It wasn't my best game, but it's a good game to come back from.
And then you held them to the first half, just negative 11 rushing yards. As a defense, how much pride do you guys take in that?
We take a lot of pride in that. As a defense, you don't want them to get over 50 yards rushing, And for us to be like that at the beginning, it was amazing.
Missouri State didn't convert a third down in the first half, and they only went 3 for 10 for the game. Can you talk about sort of the defense turning it up on third down a lot, especially you who had a nice hit at the line of scrimmage and a good pass breakup on the third down?
Oh, yeah, third down is money down, That's the time to get off the field, We want to get the ball back to our defense. Back to our offense. I'm sorry, a lot of game. But, yeah, we take pride to third down every week. So it was good. It was a good first half.
You guys are a pretty new defensive group. Are you kind of surprised how well you guys started off the game?
Yeah, I am actually. So 10 new faces out there all starting. That was my first game starting. So it's pretty good that we start off like that, especially that's our first game of the season. Everybody else is like a game or two ahead of us. So it was a good start.
To you, does that excite you for maybe the potential this defense has going forward?
For sure. It's first game, like I said, a lot of jitters, real rusty, but, we got this week to get ready for Miami, and we got to give our all.
I guess what improvements would you like to see from the defense?
Our tackling got to be better, especially me. I missed too many tackles. Then I got to get rid of the PI call, but honestly, we just got to play the defense right. We had some mental errors. I had some mental errors, missed assignments, but, first game, so we're going to get right this week and get ready for Miami.
First game at home and having the crowd out there, it seemed like a lot of your players, were really energetic throughout the game, especially with some of the big special team plays. What did that say to you, the energy that you were seeing from your fellow players?
That this team could be special. It's Team 100. Everybody's bought into each other. We all love each other like we're brothers. So it's going to be a great year.
And especially in the first half, you guys exerted a lot of pressure, from the front four and Udo as well, forcing the quarterback into tough spots and getting a couple hits on him. What do you think that says about the pressure you guys were able to exert, especially in the first half?
Our D-line, they're great, honestly. They got back there almost every time. Then with the blitz pressure, it was pretty great. It was easier for me to see what's actually going on, reading the quarterback and reading receivers and stuff like that. So I feel like the pressure, it was pretty good today.
I I know you worked for a full year in your rehab process to get back and everything. Was it a little bit surreal to be back on the field, taking those live reps?
Yeah, it was crazy. I ain't gonna lie. First play, I was nervous, because taking a whole year off of football, especially Division I football, it's crazy. It's a fast speed game, and yeah, it was crazy. That's it. We good?
I think we're good.
All right, appreciate it.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you,
Vortex
Myles.
TFL.
You guys want to welcome Cardinal debut? Go ahead, fellas.
Yeah, so Braedon, like you said, you made your Ball State debut today. What's it like to score twice in that first game here?
It's awesome just being able to get the opportunity to, play and then get in the end zone. All the guys excited for me and everything, and everybody just, I get to the sideline like, welcome to Ball State, welcome to Ball State. That's just a real good feeling because, making my decision, I felt like this was a real family field place, and, that just really solidified it, just getting in the end zone and everybody being excited for me. And, I was just, real happy about that.
What was going through your head when you have that breakaway 40-yard touchdown?
Yeah, on the sideline before we had talked about it, maybe if you break away to go down or not, then it was kind of like maybe not in that situation because score you go up 2 possessions. So still broke away, it's still in the back of my mind, like, should I go down, should I not go down? But I was like, nah, we're here now, we might as well go ahead and finish it off. So, I went ahead and scored, and that was another big thing. Shout out to the offensive line. They did their thing today and opened up gaps and everything for me, and protected Kadin real well. Big shout out to the offensive line.
What have you really, taken from them? I know obviously they have 117 combined starts, but what's it like working with them?
It's awesome, just the experience that they have, and I've played a couple games. I not 117, but I've been in a couple games, so really just experience that we kind of both bring, and things that. As we continue to go throughout the season that we can work on, and kind of just as we all continue to mesh together, I think it's going to be a real special year in the run game.
Kind of leading up to this game with the new team and everything, just what were your emotions at, pregame?
Just different. Everything was different. Just trying to get used to how you handle the business, and from the hotel to what's the pregame warm-up like and everything, just really try not to let that be a distraction to me, and just, take it as it goes. And, obviously just thinking about how it used to be at my old school, what I'm saying, like just the routine and everything, how I had my routine down and stuff. But really, like I said, just kind of taking it as it comes and filling out my new routine.
I know you guys have been practicing for a while, obviously, but what's one thing that maybe you learned from this game that you didn't really see before?
That we don't give up. We're gonna fight for 60 minutes every time. You don't get a lot of that in practice because you can only do so much situational stuff, and going up against offense and defense, you can't really tell how people are gonna respond when you get hit in the mouth or you get down. But we went down there for a little bit, and we came back and responded, and especially in that second half, we came out on fire and really got it going.
You guys have a lot of new guys, on the team or in new positions doing that. What does a win like this, especially week 1 at home, do for the momentum going forward?
Oh, it brings a lot of momentum. Just like you said, a lot of new guys. So, during these past 40 days or however long it's been since report day, just kind of getting to know how people play on the field. And like I said, practice is only, so much. And then when you get in the game and you see these guys, how they respond and how they play, and they're gonna give it all for you, so you got to give it all for them. And that's a big thing that for me, and I'm sure for everybody, just seeing that's just going to be a real big momentum shift for us and keep us propelling forward.
And in your debut game for Ball State and receiving a majority of the touches, I don't know what expectations were going in, but you have to imagine they'd be eclipsed after over 100 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. What were your expectations for yourself going into this game?
We filled out this little goal sheet, and my main goal was just to take advantage of the opportunities that come to me, whatever that may be, whether it's running, catching the ball, blocking, whatever it is. And, that was just the big thing for me, whether it was 1 carry or 50 carries. I just wanted to take advantage of the opportunities that I have and make the most of them.
And how excited are you to work with that veteran offensive line for the rest of the season? Do you think that production at this level could be expected going forward?
Yeah, I'm super excited. Like we keep saying about camp and everything. You get to see these guys and start to mesh with them, and then getting to go out on the field and play somebody else and really see, how they get how they get off blocks and combos and stuff and work their way up to the second level. And for me to get my reads and everything off that was real big. Just the ability that we got to play somebody else and see that, and now work from that and continue to build on that.
Neu talked about that locker room energy after a win. Just can you describe to me what that feels like for you?
It's awesome. I never, even after on the field when we sung the fight song, I never did anything like that, and I thought that was pretty cool. Then just in the locker room, it's hard to win at really any level of football, and especially the Division I level. And just to come out with a win is very special. And then we get into the locker room, you got the music going, people dancing and everything. It's just really exciting because, like I said, it's hard to win, and just glad that we got that first one.
Final question for Braedon? All right, we're great. Kadin Semonza on deck.
Appreciate it.
Mr. Semonza. Fire away, folks. Thank you.
Kadin, it's been almost a year since you led Ball State at home as their starter. What did it feel like to do it again?
It was a surreal feeling for sure. I got to give thanks to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. It's been a long time coming. I'm sure everyone who's played a game and been away from it for some time knows kind of how that feels coming back from such a long time off after, from in my situation with being a redshirt. So to get that first one under my belt, man, it felt good, and I'm excited to keep going.
Yeah, that interception early, but obviously bounced back. What do you think in your head made you switch that mentality so quick?
Really, the thing was, just put it right behind us. At the end of the day, it wasn't nothing they did special. We had a miscommunication on our end, and we shot ourselves in the foot. So we didn't blink, and we had to keep playing, and that's what we did. Proud of the guys.
When that offense was rolling, what did that chemistry feel like as a team?
It feels good. That's towards the end of the game, you guys kind of saw spurts of what we can be. I feel like it was unfortunate we didn't come out starting the game like that, and we'll get that fixed. But, at the end of the day, it was good to see at the end of the game when it really mattered, our guys showed up.
15-yard rush in the first quarter to put the Cards on the board. What did you say to the guys on the sideline in order to build upon that momentum?
Just keep going. Like we always say, keep going, keep your head up. Defense had our back that whole first half. It was about time we got there. So I reminded them, keep doing your thing. We got your back, and we're going to be all right.
And speaking of that defense, it was kind of a game of halves. The defense kind of carried in the first half, and then the offense really started rolling in the second. How important was it to see the defense out there holding it down for you at first?
It's what kept us in the game. If they don't do that, if they don't do what they do in the first half, who knows what the outcome of the game is. So, like Keontae kept telling me, we got your back, and I kept reminding him, we don't get yours, I promise you. So it was good to see that gel together, So proud of those guys for sure.
Such a new team, you're a new starter, obviously. What does a win like this, especially at home, week one, do for momentum going forward?
It's everything. Like Braedon was just saying a minute ago, winning is not easy. No matter who you played. That was a good football team out there today. So from here, we're going to build on this, like you were saying, and we're going to carry it over to Miami. It's going to be, I haven't watched film yet, but it's not going to be no dog walk, right? Those guys are going to come out there, think they're going to beat us up. Nobody outside of our locker room believes in us, So taking this, seeing what we're all about, had a little adversity today. So we saw how guys faced it, so I love the group of guys we got, and I'm excited to keep this season rolling.
Yeah, you were without your top two receivers today, with Justin getting hurt in practice and then Ty getting going down on the very first play of scrimmage. But can you talk about Cam Pickett and Malcolm Gilly really stepping up and helping you out?
Man, I told Malcolm, towards the end of the game, I said, you are the sole reason for the juice in this game. He had the huge slant, took it to the house. That's really what started us going. They're both amazing players, and it was great to see their opportunities today and them take advantage of it and ball out like I know they could. We always got the same, next man up, mindset. So, I wasn't, of course, Ty and J-Bo are phenomenal players. Sucks to have them, down and out so early. But at the end of the day, I knew Cam and Malcolm were going to be all right. Those guys are ballers, and they did what they do today.
Are you and Keontae regularly communicating throughout a game?
Yeah, I'd say so. Like I was telling you earlier, I got your back, you got mine. Cheering each other on, all that kind of stuff. So for sure.
How important is that relationship on the other side of the ball?
I think it's great. You know, I got a whole, you know, defense behind me. You know, no matter what happens, if I make a mistake, if I do something good. So at the end of the day, it feels great coming to the sideline, whether it was good or bad, and they got my back.
And then with healthy communication today, I know I saw signs on the sideline, but I just wasn't sure. Just how did everything go with that?
It was smooth. I thought it was pretty cool. Like I was telling somebody the other day, it feels like I'm in the NFL. It's pretty cool. Got a little out there, had to give a little cover, but it was good. Nothing out of the blue, just like we practiced. So it was all good.
And despite that early pick, I mean, you were highly efficient throughout the rest of the game with over 70% completion rate. How comfortable were you behind that veteran offensive line that we've talked so much about?
And those guys make it easy, man. I mean, who knows what, you know, we do without those guys up front. I mean, they're pretty much the reason we won that game. I mean, at the end of the game, when we really needed it, you know, some smash mouth football, those guys took care of business, and we popped one and ended up winning the game. So I make sure those guys know that I'm very appreciative of them. So that's for sure.
All right. God, you guys are easy.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Caden's
guys
got
have a
an
good one.
easy day. Nice job. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Kyle's not here.